Good morning, everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. It is Tuesday, and that means that we are only a few days away from Friday, my famous free training day. We're going to talk about transitioning, internal, external, personal, and professional transitioning. Team David Meltzer on top of it. If you want last week's or any week's training, if you want any of the guides, if you want any of my books, if you want any of the exercises, just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. If you want to try out for our pitch competition from 2-minute drill, just got to go to david@dmeltzer.com. If you want to join our text community, welcome everyone. 949-298-2905 to join the text community. 949-298-2905. All right, let's get on to these questions. They're coming in fast. Anthony, welcome. Jeremy, welcome. Caleb, welcome, welcome, welcome from Afghanistan. Even Samir, I see you there. Welcome, everyone. What is the most important thing you learned from Marshall Goldsmith? Well, it changes because my values change every day, and I'm a hypocrite, so I change what I think is important every single day. I think the value proposition in coaching. So Marshall coached the biggest CEOs and chair people in the world, and he guaranteed his quantifiable success. And I do the same thing in my business advisory and coaching. I only coach month to month and guarantee profitability. So there's no reason anybody, if I select you, would not want to coach with me because you have nothing to lose, guaranteed. And that's the number one thing that Marshall taught me as well. How do you get value from self-reflection? Really, Blaine? That's where all value comes, because your values are internal to you, and that's where your values come from, is from self. So be health, be love, be happiness, and those are the values that you'll have. So reflect on what you are and your values are. Can you please explain the process of taking inventory of your values? Hey, I just got off a coaching call and did the same thing. Yeah, the process is to look at, number one, your personal values, your non-negotiables, and see how they relate to what's important to you. Then look at your experiential values, using a student in your calendar to figure out what you want to experience for the day. Then your giving values, to see, using the lens of productivity, accessibility, and gratitude, what value you want to provide or give. And then finally, your receiving values of, I'm going to receive this to give away through me with appreciation to others. Appreciation is adding those values to it, and of course, gratitude. Two forms of appreciation. To add value is to show gratitude for it, to find the light, the love, and the lessons in it. You therefore appreciate or find and give value to it. Personal, experiential, giving, and receiving values. All right, let's get to the next question. Keep them coming, everybody. This Friday, don't forget, training is on transitioning. Personal, professional transitioning, internal, external, corporate, doesn't matter. We're going to talk about how to move into a bigger, more expansive space, a better direction for something better. That's what transitioning is. Launch Boom is here and excited. I'm excited to talk to Launch Boom as well, because I'm working with Coreflex, and if he needs to talk to Tom here. And hey, Tom, what's going on?
Hey, David, doing great. Can you hear me loud and
Yeah,
clear?
yeah, loud and clear. You're looking good, my friend. Well,
Awesome.
big fan of Launch Boom. I have a referral, so don't, make sure afterwards you check it out, Coreflex. But he's your typical person that needs it. He has an unbelievable in-home gym product, which is so
Wow.
poignant and relevant. Uh, Been around like literally, but it's poised. He just launched on Indiegogo, but with no guidance, right? There
Oh,
is,
man.
yeah. And so, but he needs to talk to you. It's a great product, should be selling thousands of items, as you know, but I have so many different people. Anyway, this business had occurred way back when in Amazon, when people started realizing that the situational knowledge of others can really make a tremendous life-changing difference. I think Launch Boom has the exact same value within the context of Kickstarter and Indiegogo, that there's so many great things going on in there that people just don't know how to present them, market it, distribute it. articulate it. Where did you gain that knowledge that brings such value to all your customers?
Yeah, great question. I personally come from a background in consumer-based brand equity. And I actually studied storytelling. I was a theater major, so I grew up in the industry. I was a child actor, but I was always more fascinated about what was happening behind the scenes. And then, of course, I grew up. I had a mom who was a psychiatrist, dad who was a psychologist, and so just all of the kind of different things combined really became just a love for marketing, a love for psychology, and a love for telling stories and building brands.
And within the context of that, my whole life is about lessons. I really subscribe to the ancient rules of Sanskrit of life is about lessons. The lessons will keep on coming to you. Learn it, result in pain if you haven't learned it. So pain's an indicator to me, not a stop sign. Obviously, your emotional intelligence is extremely high with the parents that you have, and probably the lessons that you were raised upon were, I'm sure, in the emotional stage as well as a pragmatic or intellectual and academic one. But to that context, it's one thing to learn lessons. It's another to be a storyteller of those lessons, right?
Yep.
And a storyteller, in my opinion, have 5 components in the marketing realm. One being credibility, which is the most ignored part of a story and lessons, is that if you're not credible, nobody's listening and nobody will believe you. And then 2 is one that you're powerful at, is the emotional attachment. People buy on emotion for logical reasons, but notice you still need the logical reasons. And people don't know how to articulate value correctly. Reasons, impacts, capability. They dump features and benefits. They try literally to dump a value or a story with no lesson, or in that lesson is the value. How do you teach people to properly tell a story that also ties in the value or the lesson?
Yeah, it's a fantastic question. And I mean, it starts with like, what is the problem that they're trying to solve? When it comes to a product, I mean, I truly believe we live in an age of romantic consumerism, where the products that we surround ourselves with, the things that we surround ourselves with, tell more than, just, sliced bread, right? They do more. They do more than that. They help us identify who we are. They tell us more about ourselves. They're a reminder of maybe a core value or an idea. And again, you get like, of course, like the Mac versus PC, but really at the end of the day, it's like the love of design versus, the love of like power and performance. And so each of these different things that we're surrounding ourselves with, of course, solve these problems and even tell us a little bit about ourselves. And so as we're digging into a marketing campaign, as we're digging into a product and we're looking at, hey, how are we going to support this campaign and raising 6-7 figures via crowdfunding? And we're doing that, of course, through storytelling, through a fantastic tool that I love. If you haven't ever seen the consumer-based brand equity pyramid, that's kind of like the marketing tool like that we use in order to kind of dissect, understand how a consumer might experience not just a product, but the brand.
That's awesome. And so within the context of people who have extraordinary situational knowledge within a certain area like Indiegogo, Kickstarter, or crowdfunding, for example, which is a huge space now and a new space, we still have to run our businesses. And one of the bridges or difficulties or challenges is that people are really good at certain things. Like doctors are really good at helping in the medical field. Lawyers are very good at what they do, but they have difficulty in running a business. And a lot of times their businesses fail. I find the same thing holds true with, people that have businesses like yours that are, extremely knowledgeable and valuable within the context of what they do, but they have a difficult time running and marketing their own business in order to get a big enough push. Have you found any difficulties in that learning curve or in that transition of building your business outside of what your expertise is?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was a huge challenge for us. And I really, this year, even myself made a massive transition. I built out kind of like our storytelling, filming team, and then I built out our digital marketing team. But now focusing kind of those guns on us, on allowing us to actually shine and get the word out there. And the best way that we've been able to do that is by giving away content, by sharing kind of our skills and our expertise with the world. I don't think there's any other crowdfunding agency, if not agency out there, that's producing more content, blog posts, live webinars. We've got our crowdfunded summit happening tomorrow, which is a free summit that you're speaking at, which is going to be incredible. And just by giving away as much content as possible, by just sharing our knowledge, so that even if, because of course agencies are expensive, they're not cheap. It's not cheap to work with LaunchBoom, but there's so many people out there, especially with COVID-19 happening right now. People are becoming less and less reliant upon like that 9 to 5. They want to go make their life happen. They've got that product idea that they want to make a reality. They're sick and tired of hearing or even saying, man, I thought of that like 10 years ago. Like I totally thought of that. That could have been my cool product, right? I could have made that a reality, right? And now they're taking the risk, they're taking that leap, and they're actually making it a reality. And we want to be able to support those people, even if, they can't work with us on the agency side if we're too expensive. And so we're trying to support them by just providing as much free content as possible on launchboom.com, through our summit, through all of our resources, so that they can make their dreams a reality come true and make that really awesome hardware product that they've been thinking about a reality.
That's amazing. That's why I work with you. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing tomorrow. Is I subscribe to the exact same philosophy of sharing abundance. I talk about St. Jude's, which, board of advisors with and have helped with. The reason I got involved was I love the fact, because medicine and pharmaceutical industry is such a scarce industry. I love the fact that St. Jude, immediately all their research results, the billions of dollars now that they spend researching child cancer, and sickle cell anemia and the other things that they try to solve, way back from Danny Thomas, who initially started St. Jude by walking on an airplane with his hat out saying, I'm Danny Thomas, a comedian, please help me, I want to solve childhood cancer, right? That's where it started and accelerated. Exactly. But they post everything for all the other hospitals and research centers in the world so that they can go ahead and cure cancer. They don't need to, be the ones to actually cure it. They're trying, and I think LaunchBoom does the exact same thing. Is, not everybody can afford where you have to make your money and where you guarantee profit to people. Not everybody has evolved up to that level, but you provide that value. But what's so nice about you is you allow people to get to that level by giving them, the ideas with the brand content that you do and the pyramid and other things that you teach and how to tell a story. In my story, I'm the chief chancellor of Junior Achievement University. We have over 100 million alumni with Junior Achievement. I'm actually a Junior Achievement alumnus. And you told that story about, products that people took. When I was a little boy, I invented, or thought I did, the giant waffle cone. And my idea was banana splits for Junior Achievement at literally 10 years old. I wanted to put a banana split in an ice cream cone. And right on South Mission Beach, this guy opened the Big Olaf, which was a waffle cone, and he ended up buying up the entire block. He's probably worth $100 million. I'm not sure if he ever licensed the waffle cone technology out or not. But I always thought that's an interesting story. Real quickly, though, let's talk about the summit itself. What are some of the lessons that people can learn by coming to the summit tomorrow?
Oh man, it's more of a question. What can't you learn?
Nice.
So that's if you want to
learn everything, but Dave, Meltzer, and Tom.
Yeah, literally everything. We've like seriously got. I mean, you're there. We've got the biggest names in the crowdfunding space, in the product development space. If you're at like zero, like maybe you've got like a drawing on like a little piece of paper or something like that, then you're going to learn amazing things. If you are a complex brand and want to learn stuff, it'll be great. I would say like there's a couple different categories. So one is like manufacturing product development. So what is it going to take? Like I've got a really cool idea. How do I actually make that product a reality? We've got that. We've got crowdfunding. So how to raise $1 million on Indiegogo. We've also got equity crowdfunding. So how to raise $1 million from your community using equity crowdfunding, which is going to be awesome. We've got Facebook there. We've got Google there. If you want to learn about advertising, if you want to learn about storytelling, we've got 3 amazing different storytellers there teaching how to create incredible video content. And of course, at the end of it all, we're actually hosting a pitch competition. We're giving away 165 $1,000 worth of like services and goods and things like that to some lucky people. And you're going to be one of our amazing judges
Yeah.
on that. It's going to be Shark Tank style. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got 5 amazing finalists. And so even if maybe, you know, whoever's watching right now isn't ready to like make their own product, but they want to go see kind of what else is coming out, they'll be able to go there and check it out. And so if you want to come to the summit and you want to come check it out, learn some incredible things, just go to crowdfundedsummit.com. And I'm like wearing the shirt. Crowdfundedsummit.com. It might be backwards.
Nice.
And you can get a free ticket. And if you want to get the recordings, there's VIP tickets now. The prices do go up tomorrow, but if you want to get the recordings, you can get those as well. So
that's it. Crowdfundedsummit.com. That's the place to go. And we're going to get the Launch Boom involved with my Bloomberg show, the 2-minute drill pitch competition, and get your expertise to pick the winners. We'll do a little show swap with you. And I have, like I said, some referrals for you as well. What a great business. What a great abundant philosophy and person that you are. And I'm really looking forward to building our relationship much, much more with our first summit tomorrow. And I'm sure it's a first of many more. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing, helping so many people launch their products and get a great head start. Because remember, the number one thing about creating a business and being a business is staying in business, and you need money and funding to do that. That's why the crowdfunding is so important. Let the abundant whole help you get that launch that you're looking for. Thanks so much, Tom. I appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, David. It's been a pleasure, and looking forward to seeing you in the next couple of days.
We'll see you in the next couple of days. Take care. Check them out. Launch Boom. You can't beat it. Check out the crowdfundingsummit.com. Go ahead, buy your tickets, visit it. So many different things you can learn. As Tom said, you can learn everything on there, and you can't beat that. They're teaching everything, and I'll teach a few things myself, and I'm really looking forward to being there and being one of the people to help, as always. Let's take a few more questions. Thank you for joining us. Crowdfundedsummit.com. It's posted right there in my team. Let's take some questions. Remember, Friday, transitioning is our training, david@dmeltzer.com. If you want the exercises, the guides, where to join the crowdfundedsummit.com. If you want my book, all for free, go ahead, email me. If you want to join our text community so you can stay up to date on all this stuff, all you got to do is text me, 949-298-2905. All right. Hello, Keith. Welcome. How would you suggest people go about starting the transition out of their current career path into one? Do a capabilities inventory. Find out what skills you have, what knowledge of what and who you have. Remember, not just what knowledge, but who knowledge, and your desire, right? Your passion, it must be what you can be, and see how it is synergistic or supplementary to what companies, industries, and careers are doing well now, what companies, industries, careers are doing stable now, and where you think there may be exponential growth, what you think in the future may be doing well. And go ahead and make your choice according to your timing and risk tolerance, where you want to apply those capabilities in order to effectuate the efficiency, the effectiveness, the statistical success of you transitioning into a different career within what you're doing now or outside of what you're doing now. Very pragmatic in a step-by-step procedure. What was the driving force that caused you to jump into entrepreneurship after working for a large company? Well, I was an entrepreneur always, right? Wherever I was working, I was entrepreneurial, meaning I was an entrepreneur within the context of a large corporation, business, or company, always looking to expand and accelerate, always an expression of genius to create more, to make change of value. And so it was an easy transition for me to be an entrepreneur and take that to my own opportunities as I started helping other people and seeing them be successful with ideas and expressions of genius that came through me. And that was what was catalytic for me to, one, motivate me, transition that, and then allow for the inspiration to do that. We'll talk about that transition, like I said, on Friday's training. It's always 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the training, they're featured on Spotify. They're featured on Entrepreneur at the Playbook. Check it out. Download the Playbook on Entrepreneur and Spotify. You can catch all of the replays, or email me, david@dmeltzer.com. We'll get you hooked up. How do you know when you've reached your peak in business? Never. That's easy. How are you ever going to reach your potential? The universe is constantly expanding, growing, and accelerating. You are moving, hurling, spinning through a universe and don't even feel it. I promise you, you will never peak. You will continue to enjoy, that's right, to take the light, love, and lessons approach to the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of your potential. Good morning, Mia. Good to see you there. What are you doing today to be kind to your future self? I'm going to help at least 10 people today. I got interviews, speeches, coaching, business advisory. I'm of service today, doing the best I can. And I'm going to help coach my son's flag football today. So I got tons of things I'm going to do today. And being a student on my calendar, I got activity I get paid for, activity I don't get paid for. Do our negative projections or judgments on others reflect on our own insecurities? Always. Part of the Sanskrit, of the rules of the Sanskrit state that others are mirrors of ourselves. Remember that. Go ahead, post that up there. Others are mirrors of ourselves. So when we are projecting our insecurities, our negativities onto others, it's just a mirror of ourselves. I would say look within. Ask yourself what bothers you most about yourself pertaining to what bothers you about others. Best advice for college students. Uh, Best advice for college students at this time. Find something that you love to do for a minimum of an hour a day for your health. Don't forget your health. An hour a day. Get in the habit of consistently bettering your health so you can live longer and have more at bats. Right? You want more at bats. The more at bats you have, the more hits you have. The more at bats you have, the better you get at batting. The more at bats you have, the more home runs you'll hit, triples, doubles, singles, and the more strikeouts that you'll have to learn how not to strike out. Get more at bats. Find something that you love to do at least an hour a day for your health. Best piece of advice for college students. Uh, how to be genuinely grateful without forcing it. Practice. I think the more you are grateful, the more you don't have to force it. And so I like to say thank you before I go to bed. I like to say thank you before I wake up. I like when I wake up. I make gratitude a practice of a muscle, of a discipline, of a strategy, of finding the light, the love, and the lessons in everything. Some things are difficult to find the light, the love, and the lessons in. Other things are not. Pain is an indicator that you have a lesson to learn, that you have an opportunity to find the light, the love, and the lesson. It's not a stop sign. It's a turn signal telling you to go in a different direction, a better direction, to expand and grow. Okay? Let's see here. What's something that you do well more than others, which makes you unique? Well, I look for things that people tell me I do well, that are surprising to them, that may be inherently quantum in my nature. And so I think one of those things are answer questions. I do very well. I have a ton of situational knowledge, dummy tax that I paid, an eclectic background of being more interested than interesting, following my skills, my knowledge, and my desire, not by industry or career, but simply by my skills, knowledge, and desire. And so my ability to quickly bring value to others by answering questions, leveraging the situational knowledge, experience, and relationship capital I have is unique and easy for me to do and different than what most people can do. Is it a smart to use and locate to renovate a rental property? Depending on the location, the price, not of the unit, but more importantly, the cost, meaning the payment. I'm not into price, I'm into payment, and the timing and risk tolerance. And I would find an expert in that area who renovates properties, rental properties, and really understands the market and can tell you if it's overbought or oversold, which are the two key indicators of where you want to be and why you want to be there. What's the most important things to do when a person turns 17-year-old? Start practicing radical humility. Start asking for help. Start finding people that sit in the situation that you want to be in. They might have one thing or two things that they can teach you, but start looking and asking for help. Ask people, do you know anybody that can help me? This is what I'm looking to do. Learn as much as you can. Take as much and practice as much as you can, but be radically humble. Best advice for 17, 27, 37, 47, 57, doesn't matter. What is your number one marketing tip? My number one marketing tip is credibility. Find your frequency. Most people ignore credibility, not knowing that if you're 100% credible, no matter what you say or market will be listened to and acted upon by the people receiving it. So the closer you can come to the 100% credible marketing space, the more you will have people that are able to uh, stimulate interest and move forward in the direction or share a vision that you want. Credibility is the number one tip when you're marketing. That's how you find your frequency, your authenticity, the organic nature of what you do. How have you had to adjust your business as a result to COVID? Well, number one, remote. Right, my business went remote. I also uh, focused more on um, my own personal brand than other people's brands. So there's no mass gatherings, no networking. You know, I love to ask for help in person. So now it's shifted to via email, phone, and media, radio, print, TV, and social media. All of those things moving faster, but always preparing for it myself. It just is accelerated in this compressed time of uncertainty and accelerated change and growth. With great change comes great opportunity, and I'm taking advantage of it, and so should you. What business can I start at 60? Same business you could start at 40. So go ahead and align your skills, knowledge, and desire with what is supplementary and synergistic to what's doing well, what's stable, or what you think will be doing well. Pick and choose within the context of that business, get it properly funded, and move forward. Find someone that sits in the situation. Go ahead, email me. I can help you not only with that decision, but also in launching it. David@dmeltzer.com. Happy to help. Or join my text community, 949-298-2905. Training is free this Friday for everyone, including that question is a transition question. So internal, external transition, personal, professional transition. That's what we're going to talk about on Friday for free. Just go ahead and email me, david@dmeltzer.com, and you will be able to join us. If you can't make it at 11 a.m. Pacific time on Fridays, just download the playbook. It's featured on Spotify. It's featured on Entrepreneur. You'll love it. How to get out of our comfort zone. Well, you need to take inventory of your values, be ask and attract, be a student of your calendar, and do things now, and practicing ending fear. All of those things will allow you to expand, grow, and accelerate, which will put you into the learning zone, keep you out of the anxiety zone, and allow you to expand and accelerate, take advantage of compound interest and segmentation so that you can get the most out of what you do and your life. Great questions today. Just like on Friday, we'll have a Q&A session as well with transition, so everybody can ask questions specific as well. How to get out of my head and ask for help from a mentor. Email me. I can be your first. Practice. Find someone that sits in the situation. David@dmeltzer.com. Go ahead. I'll be happy to mentor you. Thank you, Janice, as well. Let's take a few more questions here. What do you look forward to in the future? Today. So I'm looking forward to being efficient, effective, and statistically successful at what I have planned, what I don't have planned, activity I get paid for, activity I don't get paid for, and my sleep. I look forward to expanding, growing, and accelerating. I look forward to being productive, right? Providing value to others, being accessible to others, and accessing what I want. I feel blessed as well. I'm just so grateful to live my life in gratitude with forgiveness and accountability, to live inspired. So I'm looking forward to that expansion, growth, and compound interest from what I put forth into the universe and will receive so I can give it away. How to be okay from fail at school. Well, learn from it. That's simple. All pain, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, financial pain is just an indicator. And if you learn from it, that's what it'll be okay. Learn your lessons. Pain is not a stop sign. It doesn't mean quit. It means change directions, get into a better trajectory towards what you want. Remember, be happy where you are, forgiving where you are, accountable where you are, and then angle to what you want and have faith that you'll end up somewhere better. Be happy where you want, be grateful where you are, forgiving where you are, accountable for where you are, angle to where you want to be, and have faith that you'll end up somewhere better. Best advice for radical humility is ask for help. That's easy. Find someone that sits in the situation you're in. And if you want to find that, david@dmeltzer.com. I'm happy to help you. Or join my text community, 949-298-2905. Advice for a 28-year-old trying to figure out what they want. The 5 daily practices of taking inventory of your value, asking and attracting, asking how you can be of service and value to others, taking inventory of those capabilities, as well as what, knowing your what, and asking for help. Asking from someone that sits in the situation you want to be in for help. Be a student of your calendar. Know the equation of luck. What you pay attention to and give intention to will equal the coincidences that you want in your life. A mathematical equation of luck right there for you. And so if you study using that formula, where you have planned what you don't have planned in your sleep, using a lens of productivity, accessibility, and gratitude, if you do things now, right, 100% of the things you do now get done. The difference between people that are successful and others is successful people get things done. So do it now. If you can't do it now, put it in your calendar for tomorrow. Prioritize by what's most important first. And then most importantly, practice ending fear. It's fear is what creates that interference corrosion between you and what you're always connected to, the great source of light, love, and lessons, this unbelievable power that you have that you may be afraid of. You got to practice ending that fear and allow it to come through you with appreciation, which is gratitude and your values, and give it away to empower others, to be happy. All right, last question as we roll. I hope you're feeling it. I hope you're feeling it. I'm feeling it. Friday, you'll be feeling it, transitioning personally, professionally, internally, externally. Join me, David, at dmeltzer.com. That's my personal email. Just email me or join my text community, 949-298-2905. Last question of the day. What is the best way to do personal branding? Well, you need, number one, a strong signal. In order to get a strong signal, you got to put out a ton of content. You got to learn how to, one, capture that content, two, modify that content, three, amplify it onto all the platforms in their appropriate formats, and four, perpetuate it. Create a strategy to live a legacy with your content and that personal brand that will strengthen, right? That content, in doing it more often, will strengthen your signal so it can reach much farther to the 4.4 billion people out there, the amount of people that we can't even fathom because we're stuck in still traditional methodology of understanding what a stadium will hold. 40, 50, 60,000 people seems like a lot. No, I'm talking about 4.4 billion people. So know the strength of your signal, then within the context of knowing the strength of that signal by consistently capturing, modifying, amplifying, perpetuating the content. Know your spectrum of the 4.4 billion, right? We all know that the Pimple Popper has more subscribers than anyone we know because she knows her perspective, her spectrum. She's only addressing the people that enjoy watching pimples popped. I know that sounds silly, but she has way more followers and subscribers than I have or may I ever have because she knows her spectrum so well and she puts up so much content for a strong signal on the spectrum. And guess what? The last thing is a clear message. That is finding your frequency. The more you practice your message, the more, for example, my message is simply, I'm trying to empower 1,000 of you out there, to empower 1,000, to be happy. 1,000 times 1,000 is a million times 1,000 is a billion. And we can do that together. Why? To create happiness, to create a collective consciousness of happiness in order to effectuate that. Uh, Moving forward, that's the clear message. So best way to personal brand is to create as much content as you have for a strong signal, know your spectrum, and be as clear as you can. You will never put up enough content in that context to find your frequency. Have as many stations tuned into you as possible so that you can impact and to attract as many as you can. Remember, this Friday is my training, transitioning personally and professionally, internally and externally. All you got to do, it's pinned below. David at dmeltzer.com. If you want some mentorship, help, or whatever, email me. If you want exercises, guides, free books, my old trainings, my free training video series, my free book, any of that, David at dmeltzer.com. And join my text community, 949-298-2905. I'll be back tomorrow. Join me every day. Please be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Have a great day.